Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Pepper.
Today we're giving our first impressions of Dog Park.
Yes, and this
Collector's Edition, I believe.
Yes, Collector's Edition, which I believe is why we have this sleeve.
It's
which
true.
You can use to cover that also just as beautiful cover.
Yes, I would
We got
agree.
all kinds of dogs here. We love dogs.
We do love
We
dogs.
have to show off every single one that we can here.
Yes, I would agree 100%. But yeah, kind of the bad thing about that sleeve is I like the sleeve.
Yeah.
But this cover, I'm liking this cover the more and more that I look at
This
it.
cover is really, really nice. And along the sides, too, you have
Mhm.
so many dogs on
Right.
display.
So I'm kind of like, I like the sleeve, but I'm like, I like this game so much. I want to kind of have this as kind of one of the display games on the shelf.
Sure.
So
We'll just
yeah,
put the sleeve on some other game.
that's true. Then we'll have two dog games. But yeah, so this was one that had got backed on Kickstarter, and we just recently got it and got it to the table.
One of the games that we actually played pretty much right away. I think the same day that we unboxed it. Or
I
no.
think so. It was a day
same
or
day
two
or
after,
next day.
yeah.
Forget.
Mhm.
But yeah, no shelf of shame for this one.
No shelf of shame at all.
Not with that cute face.
No. But yeah, so this was, like you said, we really love dogs, and really it seems like there aren't that many dog themed games that are at least popular that I know of. So if you do know of any other really good dog themed games, definitely let us know in the comments below, because we'd love to be able to check them out if they're solid. But yeah, it was this one. And I think recently there's been another Kickstarter project or something that had a dog theme. But yeah, kind of one of the things that got me even more interested in this one was the fact that they're going to have different cards for kind of, I don't know, I don't think each dog breed is in there exactly, but a lot of them, a lot of different ones, and all the cards are very different. Kind of, you could compare it to like a Wingspan where all the bird cards are very different. I really love when that's the case in games. That got me pretty excited about it. But I will say, as you know, I think it's probably been about a year since the campaign, typical for most Kickstarters and stuff. I would say, I think my kind of original hype on a dog theme game, whatever in general, has kind of dipped a little bit. So kind of once I got it, I was still definitely excited, especially once unboxed everything. It got me a lot more excited again. But kind of for a little bit there, I was probably middle of the road. Still had some excitement, but not quite as much as some of the other Kickstarters and other games we've gotten recently. Kind of like they got Endless Winter recently. I was really excited about that one. That one's taken a little bit longer to deliver, and I think that excitement for that one has just been building and building and building. Whereas this one had kind of, I think it was kind of maybe overshadowed for me at least. I don't know.
Yeah, this one was like right away. It's like we have to get this game. Like, I think you were debating it, and I'm like, we have to get this game. Zach, look at the cover. Look at the pups. But yeah, then I think after that, once you had ordered it, then I'm like, I wonder if this is actually going to be a decent game. Just kind of worry, like, maybe we shouldn't have just jumped at this just because of the theme. And there were, like, obviously some comparisons to Wingspan. I think a little bit for gameplay as well as just all the different unique.
Yeah, because the dogs have different powers on them.
Yes. So then I'm like, is it just going to be a disappointment then? Because it's not going to live up to that. And so I think I would kind of, as well, kind of just went to lowered expectations from that. Still excited, but definitely not like a super hyped game.
Yeah, I would agree. But then, like you said, we got it to the table once we got it.
Once you, even if it dies down, it's happened a couple times, and then we unbox it. That's the excitement starts rising up again when you see beautiful components, and in this case, just all that wonderful artwork. I really love the artwork in this game.
Yeah.
All those different cards are amazing, and the wooden bits with the screen printing for the tennis balls and the bones. They're just phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Those components of the game got me really excited, so I think that's probably one of the things, along with, I think the rules were pretty simple as well, pretty easy to go through. Got it to the table really quickly, like you said, same day type thing. Once we got it unboxed, I think, or the next day, and so we got one play of it, and I really had a great time with it. I felt like the theme was coming through mostly. I guess I don't know if you didn't love dogs a ton. Maybe it wouldn't as much, but for how much I like dogs, I like looking at them. But I feel like I feel the same way about kind of the birds and Wingspan. I get excited about those, even though, and it's probably made me actually look at and like birds in the real world more since then. But before that, I mean, I didn't hate birds, but I wasn't really interested in them that much. So I think it had kind of that similar feel. So maybe you could, even if you didn't like dogs as much or just middle of the road on them, could maybe still come through. But I really liked it. I would say that it is not quite. I wouldn't say it's Wingspan, but I can see a couple kind of those power type similarities to that type of game. But this one's got a bidding aspect to it that I really like, and kind of the dog's doing different things, and you're kind of bringing so many. You can only bring 3 on a walk, kind of each day, and the other ones can get upset if they haven't been brought on a walk and stuff. So some thematic stuff there. And it's interesting. It can give you some interesting choices as to which ones you want to bring, because you can also swap some from your shelter and the board. So it brings up a lot of interesting decisions. And I think this might even be, we only played at 2 players, so then you kind of have a third player kind of doing some things. I would be interested to see. I'm interested to see kind of how 3-player game or 4-player game of this would actually play, especially with the bidding part of it, where you're bidding on the dogs.
For the little AI that we had, you pretty much roll a die and you're going on a walk in the game and along a path, and
so many spots.
People reach the end and there's only one person left on the path, and they pretty much they end their walk. And the AI just, when it was bidding, he didn't bid very high on his cards.
He kept bidding ones and twos. But when it was time to walk, he ran. He rolled the 4 so many freaking times. And there's only 1 4 on the die.
So rolled it like 2 times in the last round, which I was just like, I just really need to get to more of these spots, and just we weren't really able to because he was just rushing it so much. So it definitely would change quite a bit with an actual player, and definitely more players for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And I really like so one of the things is each dog is kind of worth so many points. I do like how that works. Well, not each dog is worth so many points. If you have the majority of these certain types of dogs, you get some bonus points. I really like how that works in that aspect of the game, and you can kind of see what everyone's going for. In that way, it kind of feels a little interactive. I think that's probably more interactive feeling than a lot of things in Wingspan.
I think
so. I don't know. I think there's sometimes even when the goal cards though are out there, I feel like I don't look at people's boards that much. Sometimes, but I felt like in this one there was a lot more of that, like, how many of those toy type dogs do you have?
It's a much smaller number usually. It's just like I have one of them, he has 2, they have 1, like, okay, I just need 1 more, and it's just easy to see, and they're all like color coordinated as well, so it's just very easy to look quickly and see what the situation is for those. But this got a little bit of, it just feels like it took a bunch of different things, like it takes a little bidding in there, and kind of the path as well, the unique abilities. The path reminds me a lot of Parks, which I really enjoy that part of the game. It's very similar thing where you're going along, getting resources. That's pretty much what you're doing in both of them. And then also, if everyone gets to the end of the trail, the last player is pulled along to the end. So it's actually like extremely similar to that. I do like the branching paths along the path. I'd like even more branching paths as well. Just kind of explore that a little more.
It would be interesting. I wonder, we haven't really looked at any of the park expansions, and maybe if anyone's played some of the park expansions, I don't
Yeah.
know if maybe do they have something that branches paths?
That would be really. That would be really
If they
cool.
don't, that would be an interesting thing for them to explore.
Learn a thing or two from parks.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, let us know. Well, maybe you know what those expansions are like. Maybe,
Yeah.
but yeah, it now that you bring that up, it is very similar to that, only with the branching path, which I would agree is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And I do like that there's a kind of a card laid out each time
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of puts random bonuses on certain
Yeah,
spots.
that's really nice.
I do like that because
Yeah.
that'll change up. Kind of maybe a space is covered up sometimes, which can hurt you.
Which Parks does do that as well. They flip a card and you put extra tokens on there. But those go to the first layer. These ones actually stay there. So
Which I like
that.
that better.
I like that, yes.
Mhm. So-
But yeah, just a lot of different things. It just feels like, and I think they all work together really nicely, from all
Mhm.
the abilities to obviously the whole park and the route that you take,
Mhm.
and just all the end game scoring as well. I love all the dogs that did have end game scoring. It felt really powerful
Mhm.
for some of them. And it's not like a super high scoring game, so if you can
Mhm.
get a good chunk of points, like 5 or something, that really feels like a lot.
Mhm. Yeah, I would 100% agree.
And yeah, the thing you're bidding with is your points, so that
Oh, yeah.
adds a lot to what you
so
want
it's
to do.
kind of like a 5 tribes almost.
Yes, yes.
So-
It's just pulling from every game.
And I felt like it all works.
It does.
all works
It
together.
surprisingly does.
And kind of just each step to step feels pretty natural.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it all works pretty well.
Yeah.
I'd probably come in kind of first impression type score. I'd probably come in at like a 8.5 to going up towards a 9. I really want to get this one back to the table for sure. Want to play this one with Michaela. I think she'll probably like it, hopefully quite a bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to more plays of this one.
Yeah, me too. I have this rated an 8.5 as well.
Okay.
Just really, really enjoyed it, and it's definitely lived up to the expectations. And I'd say even exceeded them from
Mhm.
when the worries that I did have of
Right.
maybe we shouldn't have done this. It's just a cute game, maybe not a good game, but
Mhm.
it definitely is a really good game.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I think this one. I'm trying to think. Do you think this one's more approachable than Wingspan? Wingspan's not too unapproachable, but or does the bidding in this one make it a little more difficult?
I think the bidding and kind of the competition in the bidding and for the breed expert or whatever it is awards at the end, I feel like that's a little more head to head than in Wingspan, because in Wingspan, because the breed expert does not have a secondary prize.
No, I
Correct.
don't believe so.
In Wingspan, you do get those possibly,
That's
and
true.
you can even play with the other side where it's just no competition and just for how
That's
many
true.
you get. So I feel like that does remove some of that, which I think could be off-putting for some people, just
That's true.
competing in that way.
That's true. But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely check this one out. I guess I don't know if it's going to have a retail version or not out there, but yeah, if it does come out, I would definitely look into this one, especially if you really like dogs,
Yeah.
because I think it'll fill unless, like I said, unless you guys know of some dog themed games out there that are really solid, it'll fill that hole in your
Yes.
shelf of a dog themed game, because there's definitely a lot of cat ones out there.
Yes, for
that are
sure.
pretty good.
But it's
a lot
just
of-
crazy that there's so many more cat games than
Mhm.
dog games.
Yeah, I would be interested to see a poll of the overall population of board gamers and just see like what percentage like dogs and which like,
yeah.
or I guess prefer dogs, maybe prefer dogs, prefer
Yeah.
cats type thing. Because you could like both, I
Yeah.
suppose. I suppose if you're crazy. No, cats are fine, but I prefer dogs by quite a bit, personally. So. Yeah, if you want to check out our unboxing of this video, you can head to our channel. We should have that out kind of alongside this video, so look into that one. We hope to see you on that video, and as always, don't forget to
Keep on nibbling.
on our content and those bones.